Hello there, Aries, and welcome to your monthly forecast. This is for the month of February, and as always, I would like to begin with some channeled information. The way that I arrive at this is I like to meditate before I begin each reading and just see what kind of information comes through. Sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's an image or a feeling. When I was doing that for your sign this month, I had the image of a piece of paper getting folded several times, and I kind of felt like you were bringing that close to you. There are a few ways that you could look at this. The first thing that I saw was that there would be an opportunity this month for your sign to do personal development. I saw that folding of paper symbolic of energy as well. So you might be deciding to invest in yourself and to pull in a little bit some of your resources. That could be your time, your energy, your money. And so don't be afraid to invest in yourself this month. There's also a little bit of a sense of privacy or a need for non-disclosure, if you will, that was associated with that as well. So what I kind of interpret this to mean for you is if there's something in your life where you're still figuring out what it's going to look like or what it's going to be, this may not be the month during which you want to sort of share this with others. Sometimes things need a chance to sort of grow before people have a chance to kind of step in and say what they think. So this month, it's kind of like when you plant a seed, you need to give it space and room for the seed to start to develop. So this is the development month for you, and it's an introspective month. So things like research, just time to yourself to think through something, that's what's really important. Don't spend too much energy worrying about what other people want or what they're going to say positively or negatively, because this could create, for those of you, whether you're in business or the creative arts, a block. And I think that that could be dangerous because it prevents you from achieving something that could be very positive. So give yourself ample time to allow for research, development, and introspection. And I think those are going to be important keys to success, the pillars of success for you this month. There's one more thing that I want to mention, which is all of this seems to sort of be coming together for me with sort of the imagery of the Hermit card. If you ever take a look at that card, you'll see a picture of an old man carrying a lantern. He's shrouded in darkness, and what the lantern symbolizes eventually is the star, because you have this inspiration, this energy, the spark within that's eventually going to come true. So I want you to sort of get behind that idea of something is possible. You just have to keep working towards it. The other thing is the idea of space between. That's the other thing that I see, like the space between objects, beginning and end, and also like outer space. If you were to look at the sun and the moon and the planets, all of them require distance, space to breathe and also to function. This month is the space between. That's what my guides are showing me. So don't rush it, don't push it, don't try to fill it up too quickly. Exist within the space so that you can see things around you and you can start to figure out how everything is going to work, okay? Let's go ahead now and pull out all of the cards here and we'll begin the forecast. First three that I'm going to be looking at are past, present, and future. On top of this, I will be placing a catalyst which connects everything. And along the bottom, we'll be taking a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. I've created this new pyramid spread based on all the years that I've been reading. I think this is going to be a great way to allow for a download of all this information. Also, it's allowing me to tap into my intuition a little bit more. So thanks for allowing me time to develop it, and we'll see where it takes us. All right, let me go ahead and arrange these, and we'll pull them up one by one and talk about what's coming through. All right, so as I said, at the top of the pyramid structure here we have the Liberation card. This was reversed, which is showing that sometimes when change and even freedom happens in our life, we question, do we deserve it? Is it really possible? Is it really happening? And so what's at your fingertips this month is a chance to completely break free of old patterns and create new things. This is almost like your true New Year's, if you will, even though we're into the second month here. There are a couple things that I want to mention here. You'll notice the snakes here in the archway, which can indicate two things. One is that you have a lot of power and energy that you can harness this month, but there could be some things that come through that test it, that provide a little bit of a challenge for you, and you want to be aware of that. Keep your eyes open. Make sure that you're looking at the little details and also tuning into the people around you to make sure that you trust them and that they have your best interests at heart. But overall, I look at snakes and I see power, but because they're on the ground and because they're blocking the way, I also want you to make sure that there's nothing tricky left in the details or in the people around you. Also, I'm seeing momentum. And so there is a sense of, I guess, a subtle momentum that's building. And again, when we think of objects in space, they are traveling at great velocity, but sometimes when you're on them, you don't feel it. So I've mentioned before that sometimes we feel like we're not going anywhere. But in fact, all the plates on the planet are moving. The planet itself is rotating. It's spinning around the sun. The entire solar system is moving in one of the arms of the Milky Way. The Milky Way itself is moving outwards towards other galaxies, and the whole universe is expanding. And we might be part of a multiverse. So suffice to say, you're making progress even if you can't feel it. But I needed to kind of go to that extreme to let you know that if you feel stuck, it's an illusion this month. So let go of that kind of limiting thought and think of what you can do to get to the next step. Let's look at your past, present, and future influences this month. The first card that I see here is the Strength card, which indicates that you're doing a good job of working on character, on, for some of you, even your physical health and well-being. But there is a warning this month to not let other people who have a strong voice. I almost lost mine at the beginning, which was sort of an empathic thing, and I had to catch it for a second. So one thing that I'm tuning into for you is that really make sure that you are using your voice this month. There could be a person in your life, a mentor, a teacher, a mother, a sibling, because all of those things can be indicated by the Strength card, that is so strong, so respected, or just so big in your life that you sometimes let them have more of a stage than you probably should. This is your month to shine. I feel like with that Liberation card, you need to break free of that shadow this month, and it could even be a shadow of your own expectations. So whatever it is, know that movement, change, shift, it's natural, and even if it doesn't happen overnight, it might be a slow unfurling over the course of this month. It will happen. And so allow that to take place if it needs to. Also speak your mind, work with your heart energy and with your intuition this month. It's going to be really important. Creative energy is at a high. We have the Queen of Cups card here representing the central part of the month, the central message, the present. This is one of artistic expression, creativity, love for many of you as well, perhaps in a water sign, or just that your heart is opening up and wanting to be more expressive. Either way, I love that that is the central energy, and I encourage you to go with the flow, and that's another thing that I see that's sort of intrinsic to any water signs or any water cards here. So allow yourself to feel things, to be in the moment, and to trust the flow of opportunity and intuition this month. One thing that you really want to be careful of as we're looking at the future and also the latter part of the month is a feeling of insecurity, limiting thoughts when it comes to possibilities around wealth and money, and perhaps holding back because you're afraid of criticism. Whatever criticism does come through, possibly in this sort of strong energy that we're seeing as symbolized by the Strength card, could be a maternal energy, a boss, like I said, or an older sibling. They're trying to do their best to help you, but you need to do what's best for you. So don't hold back just because of what they said or fear of what they could say. Express yourself, show who you are, and if they say something, you can just say thanks for the input, but you don't have to react on a sort of emotional level to that. Instead, keep the momentum going. Again, that creative flow is going to be really important for you this month. It is a good month for many of you to meet people, or perhaps to go a little bit deeper in your existing relationships. Just remember the Catalyst card. Allow for there to be enough time for things to develop naturally. So in an existing relationship, have your different sort of things that you're doing and then come together. For a new relationship, make sure that you're not rushing things. Space is important, time alone is important, just as important as the time together. Now let's look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. Health first. Health, of course, includes mind, body, and spirit, and it's a very positive message this month. We have opportunity beckons. This is really encouraging you to not hold back if you want to try something new. This could be a new approach towards your physical fitness. This could be switching a doctor and trying someone that you haven't gone to before. It could also be just a chance for you to hit that reset button and think, this is a new month, this is a clean page, and you're not going to necessarily hold on to past failures or frustrations. So that's really what I see when I look at that card, is that there's a canvas that hasn't yet been painted upon, and this is your chance to embrace it and to try something new. Keep your mind open, keep your heart open, and that's really what we saw sort of not working when I was looking at future possibilities, hopes, fears, etc. that would be associated with that. So when we're looking also at the Four of Pentacles and connecting it to the health card, I would say for some of you, the tension that you're holding, it could be in the sort of upper body area around the heart. Make sure that you're stretching, you're keeping your body open, you're allowing for this area to breathe energetically, as well as on a sort of muscular level. So don't be afraid to get a massage or to do yoga or Pilates, something that's going to really open up the chest area. All right, we just looked at health. Let's look at wealth. Wealth is all about not just your money, but also your relationship with opportunities, with your resources, etc. And we have a great card this month as well. It's all about what you can educate yourself on when it comes to your money or your career or the opportunities in front of you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Absolutely feel free to get online and do research so that you have either the confidence or the data that you need when you need to talk to somebody, and basically show that you've done your homework. This could be great for those of you that are job seeking and either trying to find someone to represent you, or if you're looking for a job and you're going to interview, you can do the homework and ask the tough questions because you know what's been going on, and that's just going to show whoever it is that you're connecting with that you've done your research, that you've done your homework, and that you're ready for the opportunity, that you're not just kind of showing up and hoping for the best. So that's the basic message here, is the more information you can get, the more you're going to be prepared when opportunity knocks at your door. All right, after health and wealth, we look at love. And this is really about things coming into balance here. We have a card here that says divine order, and it says everything is how it needs to be. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Now, whenever I see either the justice judgment card or something that resembles it, which is this card, for some of you, there might be a need to create boundaries or barriers in your life and to deliver that information to people around you. So perhaps there's someone, again, it could be a sibling, a mother, or some sort of a mentor in your life that's just taking too much, or a friend even. And if that's happening, this month it's about evening out the scales and saying enough is enough. And also if there's been an argument, a disagreement, or some sort of distance that you feel between you and that person, this card is indicating that it's in your best interest, or your divine self may be kind of like pushing this into being. So don't be afraid to allow that to happen and to speak your voice, because that's something that I saw earlier that would be really beneficial for you. The other piece is that some of you may be deciding to either get into or out of a relationship, especially with the liberation card at the top. And since that card was reversed, it may be something that you're not familiar with because you either miss your freedom or you want your freedom. So try to look beyond the fear or the anxiety of feeling caged in or feeling free, because people can be equally as fearful of both ends of the spectrum. And I want you just to look at what's in front of you and think, wait, this is exactly what I've been looking for, so I'm going to embrace it. So basically it's showing you that whatever's happening, it's okay, it's actually going to be of assistance in the future. And whatever you're doing to create limits, keep doing that, because it's going to also create healthier relationships for you in the future. Let's now look at your destiny card. Destiny in my spread is malleable. This is sort of a checkpoint or a check-in for you to see if your GPS is bringing you in the right direction. If not, just like real life GPS, you can take a turn and you can find an alternate route. All right, so this says, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. This is basically all about like attracting like. So if you can get into a place of joy and happiness, then what you start to do is you bring in people that are in the same frequency. When you're sad, when you're fearful, when you're feeling any sort of those lower frequencies, then you tend to attract things that either test you on why that's happening or validate it. So I want you to change your internal channel this month towards the frequency of joy. And this can happen through going to a movie, reading a book, spending time with a friend. I know that there was a lot of introspective energy that I saw at the beginning. This one is saying that as you're kind of navigating through the month and towards the end, it's important to also just have fun. If we're all work, then we lack the balance. There needs to be fun, there needs to be joy, there needs to be ups and downs in your life. So allow for a little bit of play, of joy. It's going to actually bring you productivity and really bring you to that place of self-worth, which I think some of you might be struggling with. So also when you're surrounding yourself with people in your life, friends and colleagues, make sure that it's only people that exist in that higher frequency. Of course, we can't all sort of pick and choose our family members or our coworkers, but we can do a lot when it comes to friends. So make wise choices wherever you can and know that that's going to benefit you as well. As we discussed at the beginning, your main message this month was to invest in yourself. Creativity came out as the biggest area where energy wanted to present itself. Remembering that your voice needs to come through. So if you have ideas, if you have insights, if you want to take a sort of more of a leading role in a relationship, do it this month. Don't hold back because of the fear of failure or the fear of criticism. Know that what you have to offer is important, and it could be exactly what you need for freedom and liberation in your life. Ask questions when it comes to finances. Take new opportunities and kind of hit the reset button when it comes to health. Create boundaries and also make room for a better balance in your relationships. And finally, remember that like attracts like. So I hope you enjoyed the new format. I think it's a lot more digestible, still gives you exactly what you need, and really allows me to focus more on the intuitive messages that want to come through. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey. If you ever would like to connect with me and book an appointment, you can look below the video. There are 3 links. The first will allow you to check rates and availability. The second will allow you to give back to the channel. I'll put some information here at the bottom if you'd like to either donate on Patreon or my website. That goes directly into allowing me to create videos just like this. Finally, if you'd like to just support me in a way that doesn't require time, energy, or money, you can just click like on this video and subscribe, as well as join me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I also have a newsletter, and I'd love for you to join me on as many as you feel called to do. And I'd like to end every video like this with gratitude. Again, thank you for the work that you're doing on yourself. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of that. And know that this month it's really important to invest in yourself and also to have fun. Those were the 2 messages that came to me at the beginning and also here on your Destiny card. So from my heart to yours, thank you. Have a great month, and I'll see you soon.